and welcome to this week's episode of Hawk Talk. I'm Susanna Moberg.
And I'm Seth Morkerke.
We have a super special episode today because Seth and I are finally back.
The reunion episode.
Yeah, reunion episode. It's been a few weeks of kind of taking off back and forth.
It's been like a month since we've both been here.
It's been a long time since we've both been in the studio.
Feels really good to be back. I'm excited.
I know, excited to be here. So to kick off our exciting episode today, we have a very special guest. So why don't you introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU.
Okay, I'm Zoe Boshi, and I do track here at Dickinson, and I'm from Kalispell, Montana.
Yeah, you're from the western side of Montana, kind of the pretty area, as they call it. Eastern side's pretty too. But how did you end up coming to DSU? What was the journey to get here? Well,
my brother goes here, Kane, and then my grandparents and like all my family are from here, and so it just made it kind of an easy choice with all of them here.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you had a large part in the indoor conference championship that the women had. It was the first one. How did that feel? What was it like to be part of that? The first ever conference championship.
I mean, it felt good, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really celebrate with everyone because I hit the first hurdle and got a concussion. So I mean, it was good. I just kind of hung out with everyone though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So now you're in the outdoor season, but because winter lasted so long this year, you've only had a few meets. So what is it like to prepare and compete when you really don't have that outdoor experience?
It's hard actually, because we're just like running treadmills all until we get outside, basically. Yeah. So it's like you're not prepared really for outdoors.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Until you're outdoors.
Until you actually can be outdoors.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you had to pick, you obviously run track. If you had to pick any other sport at DSU to go watch or to go compete in, like what's your favorite sport other than track that happens at DSU?
Well, I mean, I like watching football, but I'm not going to compete in football, obviously.
You could. There are girls
there's
who do.
First female.
I like basketball, I guess. That'd probably be the other one.
Yeah, cool. Really fun environments. Well, you're the there's two female athletes on the team. You do the heptathlon. What is the heptathlon? If nobody knew what that was, explain that to us.
It's like 7 events that you compete in over 2 days. And so the first day you start out with hurdles, and then you get 30 minutes between each one. So you go hurdles, high jump, shot put, and then end with the 200. And then the next day you come back and do long jump, javelin, and finish with an 800. So
wow. Okay. So it's truly multiple events.
Yes.
And
it's everything.
That's awesome.
I'm so impressed by you, your ability to do those kind of things. I can't even imagine it. This last weekend you were in Iowa competing at the North Star Athletic Association, the multi-event, and you took second place. So can you tell us a little bit about how it felt competing there for one, and how it feels to know as a sophomore you are second place in the conference?
It was interesting. There's a lot of good people. The girl that won indoor nationals was there and competed.
Wow.
And obviously did well. And so it was good competition. And then I got a second, so that was nice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And there are just 5 of you, right, who compete in that multi-event. So
well, Waldorf had a 6th girl, but she didn't end up doing it.
Okay, so not many people at all in that event. What is it like? I'm sure you get to know each other pretty well. Because there's so few of you, what is it like to compete against people that you know?
It's like a lot different than a regular meet. You cheer everyone on during every event, and it's because you're not really competing against them. It's more like you're trying to get as high or as far as you can to get the amount of points. And so it's nice because you get to know them and then hang out with them. But then you get to regular meets and you'll say hi, but don't really talk to them.
It's different at those things. Yes. Did you ever, or have you found out anything interesting about anyone's personality through the multi-events that you do?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Yes, there was a girl named Haley Flocka. That's not how you say it, but
Okay.
It's a cool name though.
Yeah. Hey, I like it.
Interesting.
Well, speaking of some of those regular track meets, that's basically what you're going to be doing for the rest of the year now that your multi-conference championship is over. So what are your favorite events or the events you're most looking forward to as you go through the next 3 weeks of the season?
Probably the short hurdles, so the 100 hurdles,
Yeah.
and then I like high jump. So probably those two.
Yeah, you did pretty well in the high jump in the conference meet. So we're looking forward to all of those. I know you guys have a couple more home meets. You're hosting the conference championship, and then you also have that last chance meet.
Yeah.
So what is it going to be like to compete at home for 2 of the last 3 meets?
Home's always nice. You get the nice wind that pushes you.
Yeah, North
That
Dakota.
helps people PR.
Yeah.
And then, so it's nice to have the not traveling.
Yeah.
It's good.
Awesome. Well,
And do you find, like, when you have home events that more people come out, and does it help you to have a crowd watching you as you run?
Kind of, I guess, because more students come out because there's nothing really to do, and so they just come out and watch, and it's free to get in.
Yeah.
So, I guess.
That's awesome. Well, it's the last question we're asking everybody across this year because it's our centennial year. So we're going to ask you as well, what does DSU mean to you? Yeah.
I don't know, DSU means like family to me, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's not just because Kane's here, but it's like you know everyone and get to know people and everything, It's like family.
Family.
Good
That's very
answer.
well said. That's a common theme. So, well, we're happy that you came on finally. We're trying to get Kane on, but at least we got one of you siblings.
Have fun.
We're looking forward to the day that we can get both of you on at the same time. Well, so thank you for coming on. We'll be back right after this talking with some more athletes from DSU. So getting a scholarship from the Touchdown Club, the Booster Club, and the school really gave me an appreciation for Dickinson State and the people who have been through Dickinson State and who will come through DSU. It's given me appreciation and just love for this school and this community, and it's helped me realize that I want to give back to programs that help me get through college as well. Scholarships are so important to DSU and its community because they bring in athletes from all over the country, the best athletes that we can get to improve our sports team and to improve Dickinson State University. So the Heritage Foundation and the Touchdown Club and the Booster Club, they're all working together to create scholarships and opportunities for students, whether they're from North Dakota, Dickinson, or all across the country. We want students to come here and have a great experience and do well in athletics. Well, welcome back to Hawk Talk. We have a guest who hasn't been on the show yet. Actually, haven't had many of her teammates or any of her teammates on the show yet, so we're excited. Go ahead and introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU.
I'm Jay Steyer. I play golf, and I'm from Dickinson.
Yeah, local talent. So what made you decide to stick around Dickinson and golf here at DSU?
Well, Thad was the big deciding factor. He recruited me pretty hard, so it was pretty easy to choose after he talked to me. So.
Yeah, so you finally were able to get back golfing after a couple weeks off because you were the snow and the rain and all the weather that we had in the Midwest for the past weeks. So talk about what it was like to get back into golfing and on a nice day.
It felt really good. Before our Rapid City tournament, we didn't have any practices outside, and before the Dickinson tournament, we had like a whole week. So it felt really good to get outside and get some experience out there, I guess.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit to Thad a few weeks ago about this, but can you tell us from your perspective, how do you practice, even though it's weather? We talked about the winter lasted forever.
Yeah.
How do you practice despite that weather?
Well, we have the simulator at the rec center that we go to a lot. That's pretty much it. That's all we got.
That's how you do it.
Right, well, hey, no Wii golf.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I would do.
that's what I would do
That's
is
what I
Wii
would do.
golf,
Yeah.
which I realize probably isn't actually accurate of
close
golfing,
enough.
but I'm not very good at it anyway. All right, on your team, you have 3 seniors, right? And then the rest are underclassmen.
Two
Is that
seniors,
correct?
I
2
think,
seniors,
yeah.
and then more underclassmen than upperclassmen. What is it like to have those dynamics, more underclassmen than upperclassmen, and what do you learn from each other in those dynamics?
Well, our seniors have been huge for us. Riley carries us a lot. But yeah, we're definitely a young team. It'll be nice when we do get to upperclassmen because we'll grow together, so that'll be nice. But yeah, right now we're young and we just kind of depend on our seniors for a lot of scores. So.
Yeah. All right, let's take it off the green for a moment, right?
Yeah, that's
off the green for a moment and into the classroom. So obviously you are a student athlete, so you have classes that you go to. If you had to pick a favorite class at DSU, what has been your favorite class you've taken?
Well, I'm an exercise major, so I really liked exercise science class, I guess. That was interesting for me.
Fair answer.
Cool. Well, this past weekend, like you said, or like we said, you were able to compete at home, beat Valley City as a team, and then you took second individually. How did that feel, and how's the team feeling after that?
It felt good to be at home for sure, and to be outside felt really good. I think going into conference, we'll use it. I guess Valley's in our conference, so to win against them was big, but we definitely have been preparing a lot more, and so
That's awesome.
I feel pretty good going in.
Well, yeah, having been in Dickinson for probably most of your life or all of your life, you've been around these golf courses that you've competed at. So is there, like a home field or a home green advantage ever with these?
Yeah. Last Thursday, the weather, it was kind of windy, so it didn't help a whole lot, I guess, but it always helps being at home. And I kind of had high hopes going in, but it's still outside experience looking back. So.
And you took second. That's
yeah,
awesome.
which is okay, I guess.
It's okay.
It's
That's
okay,
awesome.
I guess.
It's very good.
Yeah. This next weekend is the North Star Athletic Association, that conference meet. How are you and the team feeling going into that weekend?
Well, like I said, before the Rapid City tournament, we didn't have any outdoor practices, so I feel like we're the most prepared for this one. We've been outside for over 2 weeks now, so I think out of all the tournaments, we'll be the most prepared for this one for sure.
Yeah.
And that tournament is happening in Nebraska, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's quite a bit of travel involved in that. So how does travel play a factor in, and how will you overcome that both individually and as a team?
Yeah, it's like a 9.5-hour drive, so it'll definitely be a long trip. But we're going down Saturday, and we won't play any golf Saturday. Sunday we'll have the practice round, and then Monday and Tuesday is the tournament. So we'll have plenty of time to recover, hopefully, from that long drive, and then we'll just have to truck it back on the way back.
Yeah.
But I think we'll have enough time to prepare before we go into conference play.
That's great.
Yeah. So you might have a different perspective, but we asked Zoe this question, and we've been asking everyone this question. It's our centennial year. You're from Dickinson, so from your perspective, what does DSU mean to you?
Well, growing up, I always saw like the DSU teams, I guess, and they always seemed really close. So I'd say probably like team, I guess, would be a good word. Yeah, I just think everybody's really friendly, and we're all working together. So.
Yeah, that's great.
Good answer. I like that.
Me too.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. It was great to have you. Great to finally have a golfer on the show.
golfer, yeah,
We
it's
talk
been-
about you a lot, but we
Don't get to talk to
usually
you.
get to talk to you. So it was
Yeah.
nice to have you on the show, and hopefully we'll get to have you back later on in your career. But we will be right back with another athlete after this.
If I didn't have scholarships from DSU, then I wouldn't be playing football, and I wouldn't be making the friends that I have made up here, which will go on for a lifetime. And if I didn't have these scholarships, then I probably wouldn't know how nice North Dakota is and the people are here. The interaction that we have between community members and the Touchdown Club and football players is very important. We are able to show them who we are and where their money's going. In fact, giving everybody a chance to sit and talk with each other and just being able to create friendships. We'll see members in the community and they'll recognize us as football players, and they'll say, "Good job during your game," or "Go get them this week." And it's really an upbuilding, uplifting environment to be in.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk. We have another golfer on the show today, another first-time visitor. So why don't you take a moment to introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU.
My name's Hunter Myron. I'm a freshman here at DSU, and I play on the golf team, and I'm from Dickinson as well.
Yeah, so you're a local kid. It's your first year at DSU. How does it feel to transition from high school to college in the same town?
It's nice. I can still stay with my parents the first year,
Yeah.
so that's fun. You know, I've been around the school my whole life because my dad works there, so I kind of know what it's like. I'm taking a lot of generals right now, so it's kind of the same as high school when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The golfing on the other side, outside of school, the golfing has been a little sporadic just because of the weather. We talked to Jace. How are you dealing with all of that, and how are you managing along with not getting to golf outside, getting to golf outside, having to go back inside?
Well, like as we've said before, we play in the simulator over the winter, so that's about the best you can do around here. And really, you can't take it too seriously because the weather here can snow one day and then be 90 the next.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you kind of just have to go with the flow and just try to get done what you can while you're in season.
Yeah, and this next weekend is the conference championship,
Yep.
the conference golf tournament. How are you preparing? How's the team preparing to travel and to also get there and compete well?
Well, we play every day for practice, usually. So, I mean, you find something you're not the best at, and then that's what you focus on in practice and try to get better at that.
Okay.
So that's about all we try to do is just try to focus on one thing and try to make that as best as you can get it.
Yeah. I know we talk a lot about the weather, but obviously golf is an outdoor sport. So we're so curious about this. Like before your Rapid City tournament, right? Jace was saying that they only had one outdoor practice,
Yeah.
right? Is that the same for you? Like you didn't get to practice at all before you?
The only time when we went to Arizona in the beginning of March,
Oh, yeah.
that was about the only time we had to play before that tournament.
Yeah.
But there was a month break in between that and our first
Between that
tournament.
and your first
Yeah.
tournament. So like you're from obviously Dickinson and you're now going to college here. Does the weather affect you and your performance at all? Or have you like just kind of like, whatever, it's
Well,
weather, I took it
totally
over
through
it?
it.
I mean, I don't like it, not being able to golf for 6 months of the year, but I'm kind of used
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect me that much. I just wish it wasn't as bad as it is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
a good way to answer that. I feel like the weather's the worst, you know.
Yeah, you
That's
wouldn't
good.
say that.
I will.
With only four, you guys have 4 guys, right, on your
Yep.
on your team. So you probably get to know each other pretty well. I'm sure you golf pretty much together all the time, or at least
Yep.
with one of them. With one word, I want you to describe each of your teammates, all 3 of your teammates, if you could do that. Jarrett, Jeremiah, and Carter.
Like separately or all of them as
Separately.
one?
Separately,
Okay.
yeah. For Jarrett, what is it?
Sarcastic.
Sarcastic. Yeah, that's true. Jeremiah, what is it?
Let's see. Funny?
Funny. Okay.
Yeah.
And Carter.
He's kind of a leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well said. And now, as a group, how would
Yeah.
you describe yourself?
Myself? Or
No,
the
as
group?
the group
Okay.
of 4, you know.
Because myself, I'm the best.
Well, obviously, okay, yeah.
As a group, just a team. We're a good team, good
Yeah.
fit.
Awesome. That's good
We
to
should
hear.
have done this at that Ellen game. You know, you have like a few seconds. You have like 5 seconds. You have to say your thing and then
Yeah.
tap it. We should have done it like that. And like you have 1 second.
We'll
do it.
Go.
Go.
Funny. All
We
right.
should
So when
start
you,
this.
yeah, we should. Wouldn't that be funny? Anyways, when you think about your team as a whole, all of you, and maybe even your coach, who has the worst golf swing?
You know, I'm going to pick on Coach here. I'm going to say Thad. Thad, you know, it's not the best. He's a good coach, but his golf can sometimes, you know,
All
be
right.
desired for. You know.
Struggle.
Thad, you heard it here.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him back on the show, I'm sure, and we're gonna have.
And he's going to say the same thing
He's
about
gonna
you,
say the same
probably.
thing.
Probably.
Well, what's been the biggest transition both in school and in golf from high school to DSU now?
Well, for golf, it's just like the competition. From moving from high school to college, it's a lot tougher competition in college than it was in high school.
Yeah.
And I mean, for school, it's not bad yet. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of generals, so I haven't experienced that much yet, just for my freshman year.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're good.
I know that the DHS golf team was pretty small,
Yep.
and now the DSU golf team is pretty small. Do you think that it's beneficial to be on a smaller golf team, or do you think it would be more helpful to golf on a bigger team? I don't know. Do you like the smaller size? Do you wish? it were
Yeah,
bigger?
you know, there's like a middle ground because you want to have enough players so if someone's not playing well at the time, you can switch them out with someone so you know you get the best team score. But the smaller it is, the closer you become, the more like family-like you can get to be.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing to do outside of golfing? I mean, I'm sure you golf quite a bit
Yeah.
every single day, but in the winter you can't really do that unless you're at the simulator. So what's your favorite thing to do outside of golf and school at DSU?
Basically, I just hunt. I hunt a lot.
yeah.
That's about what I do in the winter when I can.
Yeah, some good places.
Yeah. That's about all I do after that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about Thad and his golf swing, but kind of like you described the people on your team, what are some ways that you would describe Thad as a coach?
No, he's a big father figure. Like he drives the van everywhere we go. He can get pretty crazy at times, but and then like when we eat out, he'll buy us like appetizers and stuff. He'll just take care of us and make sure that everything gets done the way it needs to get done. He'll make sure we're on time and get there with plenty of time to practice and
Awesome.
stuff.
Cool. So we asked everyone this question. It's our centennial year. We asked Zoe, we asked Jace, and we'll ask you as well. But what does DSU mean to you?
Well, since my dad's worked there, both my parents graduated from there. He's worked there for like almost 25 years. I'm used to it, so it's kind of like home because like I know the campus, I know the people that work there. It just feels right to me like home.
Yeah.
Good answer.
It's cool.
I like that.
Yeah,
well, hey, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
No problem.
Freshman, you're pretty young, so I'm sure we'll still get you
probably
on.
get you on a
a
couple
few
more
years,
times.
you'll be on a few more times. But we will be right back with a recap after this.
Life is full of many successes, achievements, stages. Every year we grow, things change, and pretty soon we realize we want and need to do more. When you're ready for that next step, Dickinson State University will get you there. Find out how at dsublue.com.
Well, welcome back. We just want to recap what's happened this past week, basically the past couple weeks since we're finally here, and then look forward to the next. So go ahead. I'll let you start.
Well, thank you. Ladies first.
Yep.
We had on the show today Jace and Hunter, who are both golfers, and this last weekend they hosted Valley City at the Heart River Golf Course, and the women took first place and the men took second place. So pretty well. I mean, when you think about it, they haven't been outside very much.
And they have the conference
and they have
coming up.
Conference coming up this next weekend in Bellevue, Nebraska. Is that correct?
Yep.
Jace was saying 9.5-hour drive. So
good
luck to
yeah.
them. Good luck to them.
We're excited.
Yeah.
It'll be
Excited to hear about that.
It's actually Monday and Tuesday, like she said, I think. So
Oh, yeah.
So they get to travel on the weekend, and then we'll get to look for some results. Kind of interesting how those golf meets work. You get to go to on the weekdays and miss school and everything. So.
Which is not great.
That's not great because schools. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was bringing it up.
That's why you're going to.
Well, softball was actually at home this past weekend. Kind of crazy. They've actually had to have been able to have some home games, which is doesn't really happen in the past because
the weather was so nice.
Weather was so nice. They beat Dakota State, beat them all 4 games, which is awesome. Had a clean sweep. This week they played presentation, and then this next weekend they're actually playing Mayville. Mayville at home.
Or at Mayville?
At Mayville, I think.
It might be at Mayville.
They're playing Mayville.
Yep.
We know that. That's all we know.
Yep.
But if they are at home, we want you to go check that out. That's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Going to be some really good games. Their tournament is coming up it's either next weekend or the weekend after that. And
it's coming up fast.
The girls, man, I went and watched them play Bellevue, and they finished that weekend very well, and it's just very impressive to see them continuing to grow. They had a very good start to the season, and then kind of took a dip, but they're on the rise again.
Back,
So they're back.
They're back.
They're back.
Can't mess with Blue Hawk softball, I tell you what.
That's right.
Men and women track, they were at home this past weekend, and they did awesome. I mean, so many results that there's not enough time in the world to tell you how well everyone on the team did.
Congratulations to the whole team.
Yeah,
as well,
to the whole team. They did absolutely awesome. But we do have a few names that we wanted to pull out and kind of focus on. So for women, McCready Miller competed in a few events, set a personal record this weekend, but she placed second in shot put, which is awesome, and she's a freshman. And
freshman from Gillette, Wyoming. If you didn't know, she's from Gillette.
I did know that because I think you remind me every time we talk about her.
Because she's a freshman. She's gonna keep killing the game. Hopefully
She's
we'll get
got
her on one of these days.
I agree. We need her on. Alyssa Wisher, we've had on for volleyball, I think.
For volleyball, yeah.
But more than one thing, and she's talented at both of them. So she placed second in javelin.
Yeah, and actually we
this
just
weekend.
heard that she qualified for nationals in javelin just this week. So we
the other
didn't
night.
quite know, but the other night she competed and qualified for nationals in that, which is so congratulations.
Awesome for her. Sophomore, I believe.
Sophomore.
Isn't she a sophomore? Gosh. The women's 4x100 relay took first place, and gosh, I just we're reading the times, and I'm like, how in the universe do you do what you do in 50 seconds or whatever? Good for them.
Good for them.
Mackenzie Grubbs was on the show last week.
Yeah.
I wasn't here. Mackenzie was here. She did amazing this weekend. Sophomore, placed second place in the 100-meter hurdles, qualified for nationals.
Yeah.
Placed second place in the 400-meter hurdles. This girl,
She's amazing.
She is.
Yeah,
So much talent, so young.
And she's on that relay team that's probably going
yep.
to get a shot at,
Probably gonna go.
making it to nationals as well. Gosh, I hear we have 4 or 5 girls on the team who have already
think so.
qualified for nationals, and then some guys
Yeah.
as well. We'll cover that. Hoyt Zander, actually first Zoe. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
I
but
missed
we
that.
had Zoe on the show today, and she placed second place in the multi, right?
The
where you do a
heptathlon,
ton
yeah.
of things.
The 7 events,
and
yeah.
it's
And then she's going to be able to compete in
Yep.
other events at the conference meet, so that's exciting. Hoyt Zander also, we just heard, qualified for nationals as well in pole vault. He took first this past weekend. I'm assuming he took first at the meet he qualified
think
in.
so.
So,
I think.
yeah, congratulations to him as well. Tyler Quilling, Kane Boshi, and Caleb Pichas also all 3 qualified at the home meet last weekend. Tyler Quilling had his best jump ever in triple jump. It
Yeah.
seems like he's done that a couple times this year.
I know,
so
it seems like we're constantly hearing like, oh, another best by Tyler Quilling.
It's just awesome. We're
Gosh,
excited
good
for
for him.
Congrats to you.
Yeah.
Kane Boshi, I think it was the 100-meter dash that he qualified in.
I believe so.
And so
Yep.
we're excited for him as well.
And then he won another event
And
too,
then he
I
won the
think.
200, yeah. And then
Just-
Caleb Pichas also qualified, I think, in the B standard for long jump, but
He's so close to the A
close
standard,
so
I think. Yeah.
He'll go. So we got 4 guys going already, and I believe Cleet Rosinski also is going. He's 6th in the nation
Yep.
in the multi, the decathlon. He took first at, just blew people out of the
Yeah.
water at the
Yeah.
at the meet, the multi meet. So congratulations to him as well.
And he is actually the North Star Athletic Association Track and
Athlete
Field
of
Athlete
the
of
Week.
the Week. Sorry, that would have been cool if we had gotten it in sync. I added too many words.
It's all right. But congratulations,
yeah.
Cleet. Finally, the North Star recognizing.
I know.
I won't say real, recognize real, because I don't think they're quite real.
Well,
but they
well
recognize real.
deserved
Yeah.
on his part. Good for him.
Good for him. We got a lot of, I mean, they're heading to Moorhead this next weekend, like we said, coming back to Dickinson the weekend after that, and then the weekend after that is the conference
Yeah, some
conference
home
meet.
meets. So if you get a chance,
Go out and check out the Blue Hawks May 4th and then May 11th, I believe, are the days that they'll be here at home, and quite a few Blue Hawks who have the opportunity to continue to push and make it to that national track meet, and we are excited for that. But until next week, Hawks are up.
woo!